With all the chaos of the last year, I hadn't been to an Epcot festival in forever, so I was pretty excited to hop on a plane and hit up the 2021 Epcot Flower and Garden Festival and get my snack on. My first pick was the beef tenderloin tips from the Northern Bloom Outdoor Kitchen, and it came with really amazing whipped potatoes and carrots, and overall it was very good. The beef was tender and flavorful, and it was not a bad portion for a festival treat either. And of course, Northern Bloom is in the Canada Pavilion, so I had to pair my beef with an Ottawa apple, which is my go-to Epcot cocktail. Next, we headed to the Epcot Showplace and picked up a few treats in there. I started with a beef brisket and smoked pork slider. I used the two halves of the bun to split this into two open-faced sandwiches so hubby and I could share it, which is a tactic we use a lot at Epcot so we can sample a wider variety of festival treats, and this is a perfect occasion to do so. Hubby picked up a potato and cheddar biscuit with salmon tartare from Cider House. He said it was good, but it would depend on how big of a fan you are of salmon. And he was also sweet enough to grab me a dark chocolate and raspberry tart while he was there because he knows me so well, and it was really, really good. It had sort of a cookie crust with a mousse filling, and it was a nice bit of sweet after the slider. Which, even split, the slider was a pretty generous portion for a festival item, and it was all very yummy. We made our way through the UK Pavilion with a couple of stops for photo ops because you know I could not resist the topiaries, and then when Alice was out, I just had to drop by. This of course brings us to the France Pavilion, which is always a hit even outside of festivals. At the Fleur-de-Lis, I stopped for the chocolate macaron lollipop, but I could not help snatching up a caramelized beignet while I was at it. I'm a sucker for chocolate and macarons, so it's no surprise that I loved the lollipop. It was rich and delicious, but not too heavy, so a big thumbs up from me. And the beignet was much bigger than I anticipated for some reason. I feel like the macaron is a decent size for a festival dessert, and the beignet dwarfed it. It was an ooey gooey sticky lump of sweetness, so I do recommend eating it with a fork. And it was also pretty rich and fairly heavy, so this is a good one to split. I was a little disappointed that the Brazilian booth with its cheesy bread was gone because that's been a fave of mine, so we just stopped by Morocco for some quick pics and moved on. Other than some more photo ops with Grogu, we also slid through Japan and America pretty quickly too. We did have to stop by Germany for our usual caramel corn though, and grabbed a butter bar as well. The caramel corn is always a hit for us, and some trips will get several bags. We like to keep it around to snack on in the hotel room at night, and sometimes we even have a little left over to munch on while we wait at the airport for our flight home. Sometimes. We dropped by China for some more pics, a quick bite from the quick service restaurant, and of course we went through the shop while we were there. In Mexico, it was just a quick margarita, which we took over to the Epcot experience to sip on. The Mexico Pavilion has been pretty packed lately, so it was nice to have a little bit of quiet before heading out of the park. We obviously didn't get to try everything the festival had to offer, but that's the problem with being an out-of-state pass holder. We did have a lot of fun, and it was nice to be back at the Epcot Festival again. It was a nice touch of normal after the last year. I have lots of great things still to share from this trip, from Disney outlets to some extra great magic at Batu, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for a notification when I upload those videos. I hope you enjoyed this little peek into our festival experience. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.